I'm back in this 2024 Kia. Now what we have going on here, right where you see that low side pressure of 37 psi, you see it jump up a little bit. That is where I turned it from maximum cool and recycle to fresh air, no recycle, and you seen the low side pressure go up to 40 and back down to 37. It was 37 before recycle, 37 after it corrected itself. Look at the air intake temperature. The air intake temperature, pressure was 125, and it kept going up. Now if we go back to the temperature here, you can see right back there it was at 80 degrees. So when it was on recycle, there was no air pooling over the temperature sensor coming in on top of the evaporator. So the air temperature just sitting there, because there was no air being pulled over the sensor, was 80 degrees. And it was 42 degrees. We can't see that now. Oh, there you go. You can see it right there. It was 42 degrees back there where you see that jump. Right there. It was 42 degrees. Now that I have fresh air, the engine got hot, there's hot coolant in the radiator and the fan's on, and now hot air is blowing this way. The temperature of the air dumping in on the evaporator is now at, you can see it progressively going up. It's now at 103 degrees. So we have 103 degree air coming in on top of the evaporator. We have 52 degrees coming out of the dash right now. I think in my other video I released, if I do release it, or I watched one, if I do both of them or only one, I did 2,000 RPMs, and there was only a 1 degree difference between the temperature at idle, CA 750 RPMs roughly, and 2,000 RPMs. Now that we have this nice hot air coming in over the evaporator now, because before it was cold and it was on recycle, and I showed you that it only made a 1 degree temperature difference while we were sitting here, and I went up to 2,000. Now that we have 100 degree air, let's see if something changes. So let me see if I can get both of these in range. There's the idle RPM, so you can see me go up to 2,000. Let's watch that. We're at 51.9 psi. Let me see if I can get them both in. I'm looking at the screen right now. Now let's go up to 2,000 RPMs and see how this reacts when there's 100 degree air coming in over the evaporator. When it was cool and recycle, it only made a 1 degree change, and as you can see, I can't keep a steady RPM. It's really difficult. There we go. Huge difference now. When it was in recycle and I went to 2,000 RPMs, there was only a 1 degree difference in temperature. Now that I have 100 degrees coming in over the evaporator, oh, well, let's see, we're at 51. We're starting to level out now. We're starting to hit a plateau, a bottom plateau. Do I have the RPMs? Yeah, you can see the RPMs. You can see the temperature. Right there, 44 degrees. We were 42 at idle, in recycle, into cold. And now that we have 100 degree air coming in, we're at 44. Huge difference when there's 100 degree difference. Almost no difference when it was cooler. The computer controls everything. And every different manufacturer has a slightly different operation. As you can see, if you come back here on the high side, let's look at the pressures. Look at, we're all the way up at 202. Now, if you watched enough of my videos, you have seen where I've done this exact same test and the high side pressure didn't go up at all on some vehicles. Then you see me do this exact same test and the high side actually went down instead of up. The same goes for the low side. On different vehicles, different manufacturers using different software and compressor and AC system configurations, you have seen the low side go down when I do this test. You have seen the low side go up when I do this test. And you have seen the low side stay the same, all on different vehicles when I do the exact same test they all give you different temperature and pressures and react completely opposite of each other. There is no more rule of thumb. Stop doing that. See you guys later. After you see enough, you'll notice. But unless you can graft everything out and you can actually see for yourself and compare year, make, model vehicles, you will notice that they don't all act the same. Adios, guys. Have a good day.